Well, today's message, I feel it's going to be quite interesting because I've already had about 3 different messages given to me this morning. And then when I was about to start this video, I choked on my coffee. So it's all going really, really well. Just got to clear that bit of coffee out my throat. Okay, so this might be a reflection of what's going on for you right now. Perhaps you start a thought or you start something, but then maybe you can't remember why you started it, or your memory, you feel like you're getting memory loss, or like you start talking and then you're like, oh, I can't remember what I was talking about now. What was I talking about? What thread was I on? And I know some of you might be, especially if you're female here, if you, I don't know, in the kind of age bracket, you might be blaming it on menopause or something like that. But I actually feel like it's more to do with stifle. There's something in your life that is stifling you, whether that is in your physical environment. Maybe you've got stuff like shoved in cupboards or things like that, or you've got piles of things piling up in your home, which is creating a lot of clutter, creating an issue with your mental space, because that's a reflection of it. So I feel like that's what the message is like, if you want to be able to have this flow with what you're communicating and the thought, being able to take a thought and run with it, then you need to clear the space. You need to create that space. So let's see what the runes are telling us about this. Okay, I didn't even show you that then. We have Wyrd. Wyrd is a rune of harmony, and this is actually one of the messages that did come through today was about peace and harmony, and coming away from things that don't bring you peace and harmony. Because I feel like you're the kind of person that maybe in the past you got very used to being able to sit in uncomfortable situations. Even if you weren't comfortable, you would still make yourself sit in it because you had to, or you felt like you couldn't say no. I'm picking up the energy of like, perhaps this was your mother, and I can see you like maybe sat in an uncomfortable situation that you felt you had to, because maybe your mom told you had to do this, or whatever emotion that this parent was bringing, you just went into like, I'm just gonna put myself, like you just go inside, or you would put parts of yourself in a shock bubble almost. And I feel like this point in your life right now, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who is in their 30s to 40s. You may be a bit older than that, so perhaps it should be 30 to 50s or something, but yeah, if you are in your 50s, you act more like you're in your 30s, 40s, like you've got a young outlook to you. But there is this feeling of like an alignment coming in, like if your soul, parts of your soul was put into shock bubbles from when you were a child, something that's happening in your life now is actually bringing that back in. It's like bringing it to you now, because it's very necessary for this next part of your journey, and it's about harmony and peace, and you actually choosing what brings you peace and harmony. Now there's some harmony coming to do with a family situation, or a situation that's very close to your heart that feels like home. So that could be an actual family member, or it could be somebody that feels like home to you. But there's some significant harmony coming to, I feel, a particular relationship in your life. Yeah, we have change. So if things have felt disconnected or rocky, for some of you, I don't feel like this is a person that you've spoken to for the past couple of months. Perhaps you've had an argument. There's going to be a sudden shift and change that's going to bring you back into this person's life, or you back into their life. There's a real significant shift going on, but it's coming out as harmony. Now, you're going to have a couple of signs when this is coming in. For some of you, there's something about a red ball. Like you're going to see a red ball, whether that's rolling, I can see it like rolling down a road. I feel like a dog might be chasing it or something like that, or your dog has a red ball. But there's something significant about you really catching this red ball in your vision, and then seeing a frog, something about a frog. This could be on the television, or it could be somebody talking about a frog, or just you suddenly seeing a frog, which would be a bit strange this time of year, but then it has been a bit of a strange season. So those are your 2 signs that this is the sudden change is going to occur around that point, okay? So what else can we tell you about this? Okay, deep diver, diving into a task. Now, if you're on like some kind of stalemate here with this particular situation, what you're being guided to do is to crack on with something. So that, I feel, for you is cleaning those cupboards out, is doing something in your home environment that clears a space, because mentally it's also going to clear some space. So when this sudden change comes in, I feel like it's going to be around like a real shift and change. And you need that mental space. You need that space to be able to process what's coming in, what you're about to get into. For some of you, there's also something about a work project that's going to go in your favour. This is something I feel you've been trying to work on for the past 2 or 3 years, and it hasn't really taken off, but you are like just fully throwing yourself into this now. So that could be what it is for you, rather than the home environment, cleaning out the cupboards. For you, it could be you're cracking on with this and you're making it work. But it almost feels like it's all going to happen at the same time. So it feels like you're gonna hit a breakthrough in some aspect of your life to do with a project. That could be career, or it could just be a hobby or something like that. But you're gonna like get a personal best or something come through from that. And at the same time, you're also going to receive this harmony in a connection. Now, the only thing is, because of the timing of it, you might not trust it, because you might feel like, especially if what you're doing is going to bring in some material wealth, you may be feeling a bit like, well, maybe this person's just wants to reconcile because I'm getting more popular, or I'm getting some money in now, and maybe they feel like they want a little bit of that. Now, if you're the female here, I feel like it's time you communicated something. That is possibly what the sudden change is. It's your truth that's coming out. So if you're masculine here, and this is a connection to do with a female, then it's some truth coming from them that's going to be the sudden change. And you may have been waiting for this for a while. But if you're the female here, then this is you actually bringing some truth. You actually speaking up and saying, you know, this is what works for me, and I've got shit to do. Like, I am doing stuff. I'm working on things. I do feel like this person that you want harmony with, they have been watching you, and I feel like they've been watching you grow, seeing you grow, and I feel like they actually underestimated you a little bit at the beginning of whenever you first met them, or however long they've been in your life. It could be a sibling, do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be romantic, but they're seeing something in you now, a light that I don't feel like they saw before. You're feeling it in yourself as well. You're actually starting to believe in it too. That's why you're delving deeper into this task. That's why you're cracking on with things that you're doing. There's something about sunflowers coming through as well. So that could be a significance of a name of a business, or it's an image of a sunflower is part of someone's business. We have the 10 of Cups on the bottom there as well. So a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy, but you do have to bring out that truth. You need to start speaking that truth, especially if you're the female here. Now, you've got some options opening up for you. For many of you, I feel like this is to do with work, or you're in the middle of, like, you're not sure where to go with your job at the moment. You might be applying for different work, different jobs, things like that. Some of you, I feel like you're a DJ or something. You do something on the side where you, you like to play music. Perhaps you've been asked to do gigs and things where you're providing the music there, and you're quite intuitive with your DJing. I just burped there, which usually that's about healing. So it's like, yeah, the way that you do that is very healing for people. You know your music. You kind of are very intuitive about what music people like, but it's not going the way that you want it to go. I feel like it's not sort of picked up the way that you hoped it would. But this is saying, like, if that is the thing for you, then delve into that, and that's what's going to bring things about. Because if you don't delve into that, it kind of puts a spanner in the works and slows the process down for you kind of rekindling things with this person. Okay. Yeah. So just be patient with yourself, but keep moving forward one step at a time, one bit at a time, clearing those cupboards out or doing whatever it is to jump into that task. Okay. But you're coming out of this anxious energy through being truthful, through speaking up. So if you'd like to book in a personalised reading, drop me a message.